I didn't write a song for like a year. Gives it time just to hang it up. Like, do you really have it?
Do you have any thoughts or opinions about these new AI artists?
What are you doing music for? Are you doing it for art or are you doing it for commerce? Didn't we create AI so that we could just be the ones doing art and creative things all day?
I feel like we're at a crossroads now, and it's kind of like culture versus private equity. As consumers, be careful what you signal boost.
That $10 that you're gonna put in that artist's pocket is gonna mean way more than the $10 that you're gonna feel like you get out of your Apple Music in a month.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Eden Sessions. It's been a really long minute since we've been doing this. There's been a lot of things happening. We'll show you some things we've been working on in the next couple months, but we're so excited to be back. I have trouble chasing. We're going to have a conversation today. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's do this. Yeah. Boys, yes, what's up?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
How you been?
Lifing, you know, doing the life thing.
Okay.
Like usual.
Yeah.
Working on new music.
Yeah,
man.
Okay.
Chase?
How about you?
Yeah, the same life and I enjoy my job and my life now. That's a very good thing.
Amazing. Yeah.
Can't complain. If I did, it wouldn't do me any good. So, yeah, like he said, we're making new music album called Call Your Guy.
Yes, Call Your Guy.
Ring us up. Not literally. Actually, don't call your guy. For me, text your guy.
Yes.
For sure.
You guys may know a little bit about this lore, but we had a conversation, I believe, it was like almost a year ago today, basically. Yeah, and so many things have changed since then. I think they wanted to talk about Call Your Guy then as well. But from what I've heard, there's some new tracks on there that people are going to really love.
Yeah, it was just, Call Your Guy was more in its infancy when we first met, and now it's like 85% of the way done.
Yeah. Let's jump right into that. Tell me about that process when it comes to creating this album.
Well, let me first of all do a little transparency. I feel like me for sure, and I feel like him for a little bit, went through a little period of time where it's just like, all right, like we knew what we were trying to do with the project, but it was like, I got some ideas, can't really flesh out anything yet. And then he had a breakthrough, and then I had a breakthrough, and then they didn't line up at the same time.
Yep.
They didn't line up at the same time. And so that chilled out for a little bit, and then we got back into it. And then now it's like, all right, cool. Everybody's coming into it with a little different mindset. We know how we want to approach the project fully now. So yeah, no, it's fun. It's mainly just fun. We wanted to finally do a project that was just fun, more so in the vein of like our first album, because that's kind of what that album was.
For sure, it was kind of a flow state. Like
it was just, young, being wild, and just putting that energy into that, and just being like, all right, like, this sounds fun. Let's do this. Oh, let's do this kind of EDM sounding song. All right, let's do this kind of dubsteppy song. Hey, let's do a song about being in, high school lunch. Like, we was just throwing stuff at a wall.
I did a whole accent for like a whole verse.
Yeah, no, it was wild. But yeah, so we wanted to kind of find that again, because like the second project, you could hear us kind of growing up a little bit. We was just talking about Aquarigo in the car, and I was like, bro, it's like a really vibey, mature album. Like you could tell that we was like finally grown,
just really
and just like talking grown stuff for like the first time ever. But then it's like, all right, let's get back to having some fun. Like, let's really do it.
Every time I sit down and I kind of think about you guys and what you mean to the city, they don't know how fire you guys really are. Like, I think people know, but like lyrically speaking, like you are hip hop heads to your core. Yes. And when I listen to these bars, I'm like, oh, these niggas are studying Clips. These niggas are studying Kendrick. These niggas are studying the greats. Yeah. And so I always want to give you your flowers every time you slide here, because it's like,
I appreciate that.
Bro, you could tell you put a lot of love into the lyricism. Tell me about, like you mentioned earlier, how you guys sometimes, one of you will have an epiphany, but it may not sync up with the other. How do you navigate being in a group and really working all these years together and kind of syncing up when it comes to your performances, when it comes to your projects? How do you manage that?
We really didn't have to for the first 3 albums.
Yeah.
It just kind of happened naturally. Yeah. Well, the first album, we lived together. Yeah. And then after we lived together, we started to record the album. We didn't really record a lot of the album as we lived together. It was just a lot of actually like living together.
What you hear about in that album is what
happened then. Yeah. And then even for like the second album, that we always just seemed to be in sync at the right times. So with Aquarigo being so like focus on growth and maturity. I think stepping back into the realm of what we were doing in Treble Chasin 1 and 2, not necessarily what we're doing now, but like trying to tap back into that vibe. Posed a couple of challenges, like trying to get yourself back in a mind state when you're more speaking from experience as opposed to like what's happening in like the now. You know what I mean? It's not that we're not talking about things that we have done, but maybe not things we're doing like
currently. Yeah.
Currently. So, but it's been fun. We started writing the album in like 2023, and then got a couple songs fleshed out. Like you said, we both went through a couple spells of like just not. I didn't write a song for like a year,
Wow.
like calendar year, and then hopped out of that and was like, all right, cool. Like I really like. I thought I lost it. I was like, oh, it finally came, and it was, like I've had that contemplation with myself before when I'm like, man, I don't like is it time just to hang it up? Like do you really have it? And then like the verses I've been like writing this past like month and a half, I'm just like, I
still got it. Oh my gosh, so that makes me think about like this concept, right? People assume that as you age, there's a stigma on hip hop as it being a young man's game.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the progression within your bars, the progression within your artistry, and just how you've developed over time. And if you agree with that statement, or if it's like,
I mean, it's true and it's not.
Okay.
I mean, like the youth will always kind of drive where things go next.
Yeah.
So I guess that's always gonna it's always gonna have its place, and it's always gonna be like a driving force within hip hop. But you also have, I kind of liken it to like the NBA. Like if you got all these young players who are in, like they're fire. They're all fire in their own right, and like they're doing the right things. They're pushing the game forward in their own ways. However, you still got guys that can come into the clutch, like these vets, like LeBron's, and you got Kevin Durant's. Like you got these guys who are like, it don't matter what else is going on, people still know they gonna get a bucket. Exactly. And that's kind of how I look at hip hop now, where it's like, yeah, like the youth is out here, they doing the thing. Kendrick's still gonna get a bucket.
Always.
Drake's still gonna get a bucket.
Always.
Cole's still gonna get a bucket. Like
they're the GOATs.
Exactly. So like, yeah, like it's as far as like us navigating within that, I'll at least speak for myself on that. Like, it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
And like as I've grown and as I've gotten older within rapping, it's like I'm choosing like, all right, like for this album, like I'm pulling from past experience, but I'm kind of doing it with my current perspectives.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's like I can kind of poke fun at certain things that I might have not poked fun at before.
For sure.
Because I've had time to process it and grow out of it, and I can really kind of delve further into certain parts of those times and be like
referencing in the beginning.
Exactly, yeah, and just be like, oh man, like I really like I can describe this a little more vividly now than like while I was in it, and maybe not too willing to, really.
I was gonna say, or there's some things you may not like want to talk about back then.
Exactly.
Yeah. Be a little more at liberty.
Exactly, and now and I can look at it now and be like, yeah, that was kind of wild.
Boy,
that was kind of wild.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna talk about it, like I'm gonna describe it how it was in the moment, and then immediately after that, be kind of like, yeah, boy, like that was that was some shit. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, like it immediately makes me think of something like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to Kendrick and some of the subject matter on that entire album, it was like stuff that he himself had never processed. It was literally like therapy, but in album form. Yeah. And I feel like you can only get that by living a little bit more life than you did when you were that kid. So it's like, I really do think I see that stigma about, hip hop being a young man's game. I think that perception is changing, personally, in this modern age. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about just the origins. I know we've already talked about this, but it'll be new to them. How did this start? Take me all the way back. Take me to now. How did this start?
All right, so long story short, I started rapping at a very early age. I believe he did too.
13.
It was 13 for him. For me, it was 6, but it started with just freestyling. It wasn't structured until I was like maybe about the same age, honestly, about 13, 14. That continued on like a solo path even through high school, like we knew of each other. I was like the party guy who did the freestyles at Centennial. He was the party guy who did the freestyles and the raps at Central. So it was kind of like, I see you.
But
If you come over to Centennial side, I'm gonna dust you.
Be ready for that smoke. Okay.
So
And likewise, that's
yeah. That continued. He went to college. I went to community college. We both dropped out and decided to focus on music. And then not too long after that, we got booked for summer camp, both as solo artists. And our sets were going to be back to back. So we're like, we can maximize our stage time if we just do a whole hour set and combine. So we were like, let's do an EP. So Trouble Chasing 1 was supposed to be an EP. 5-6 songs at the most. We recorded maybe 20, dropped 15.
Yeah.
So we continued to do summer camp every year until it RIP.
Yeah, RIP summer camp.
We did summer camp every year until it died. And then we're here now. So yeah, that's kind of like the long story short. Wow. Trying to encapsulate everything into like a little, blurb, if you will.
For sure. So let's talk a little bit more about things like summer camp, the Canopy Club, a lot of these pioneering institutions and festivals and concepts that have been around for 20, 30 plus years just poofing.
Yeah, gone.
What's going on?
Man.
What's going on?
I don't know. It comes down to just, I don't know any inside baseball on it, but my perspective on it is just like, it seems like there was, it just seems like maybe the demand hasn't quite been, what's the word I'm looking for? Curated enough within like most of the scene as of like the recent, like maybe year at least, where it's just kind of like, man, like the spots that we used to know that like, all right, you got this spot that's gonna have X local act or this local night, like even like the open mics.
Yep.
Open mics used to crack.
There's like crazy. 2 or 3 now. There's the space.
And but like there was a culture behind the open mics in town. Like it wasn't even just like, oh, this is a popular open mic. It was like, nah. It like people would be asking each other during the week, like, you going to open mic this week? Like, yeah, we going to open mic. I bet we gonna be up there too. And the next thing you know, it's 100+ people at an open mic.
Yeah.
And it's like I ain't seen nothing like that in a minute. Where it's just like the spaces that are curated and stuff like that. And, it's sad to see something like a Canopy go. And, like, like, I met my son's mom in that place. Yeah. Like, dog, like, said I love you to my fiance for the first time in that place, bro. Like, that's a crazy, like, I've had some of the greatest and worst nights of my life in that building. But, like, memories.
For sure.
Like, the bricks, bro. Like, my bricks, I wish I could have went over there and chiseled out my bricks.
You thought you made them. Bro,
I wanted to. Like, I wanted to go over there with a little pickaxe. Like, give me my brick, dog. Like, because it was, just crazy memories. And then as far as summer camp, too, same thing, man. Like, I always kind of tell people, I laugh about it now, and I kind of talk about it on my next solo project, where, like, I went to summer camp for the first time in 2016. My friends had been going since, like, 2011, 10, maybe. Yeah. And every time they went, I used to always tell them, I'm not going until I perform. I'm not going until I perform. Not going until I perform. And then we finally got the opportunity to do the on the road, summer camp on the road. We do the competition. Me and him get the same amount of votes. All right, bet I'm performing. So now I'm going. Like, and I get to like this goal, this little personal goal that I had built up for myself. I achieved the goal. Like, all right, awesome. Like, it shows me like something this cool is actually kind of attainable.
It's accessible. Yeah.
Like, and it's like, that puts a little different battery in your back. And just, I remember going to that first summer camp, bro, and I'm not kidding you. I went there with dreads. I had dreads down to my shoulders, bro. He can attest to this. I had dreads down to my shoulders, bro. Wild. I got the name Ricky from that. My next solo project is called Ricky. Because it's about the dude that was in full effect at that festival. But yeah, bro, like I tell people, like that festival changed my life, bro. It changed my perspective on so much. Like I would have never listened to bluegrass without summer camp.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would have never gotten to jam bands without summer camp. The extreme love I had for EDM wouldn't have gotten further curated had I not going to like dubstep masquerades at Canopy Club, like way back when, and then seeing all these EDM acts at summer camp. Like these two institutions like really helped mold and shape a lot of what I did in music.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I just have to echo everything he said. I really can't say it any better myself. So whatever he said, yeah, me too, gang.
It's weird, man. Like I'm 22, about to be 23, and when it comes to music and just artistry, I've always been interested since I was extremely young. And the only place that you could really look at to see stuff that was happening when it comes to music in this town was Canopy. You're not really going to the State Farm Center often, maybe once every couple years for a big artist.
Yeah.
But it barely happens. And
Yeah.
so it's like, I find myself wondering, okay, what comes next? Is there just less of a demand for community gathering like that? Like what's influencing, the departure from the traditional, club model, where like, is there something new that's supposed to come into the fray? What's gonna replace it?
I feel like we're at a crossroads now, and it's kind of like culture versus private equity, and you're trying to see who can come out on top, and it's a very hard space to navigate, especially for the people who are behind the scenes trying to make things happen, like the tastemakers and like the fundraisers who have the money to put the capital behind something like the Canopy Club, to have something like that here, So I think as long as there's a will, there's a way. The old saying. There's going to be a demand for music. There's going to be people here creating. We'll find a way to perform. There'll be house shows and basements, outside shows. Get in like more in tune with the city. See what kind of infrastructure they have here. See what they're willing to kind of throw our way.
Yeah. Have you guys been to Friday Night Live or the Saturday Night Live thing?
Yeah. We do Friday Night Live almost every year. Shout out to 40 North. They always put on a great series. They try to have an eclectic group of artists, so it's not like the same thing every year. So we usually do one weekend of that, or Friday of that. They emailed us. We don't have anything on the books yet, but we'll probably do something this year before its end.
You're on the lookout for that, guys.
And there's always Street Fest or Summerfest. What is it? Street Fest?
I think it's Summer.
I think it's Street Fest. I think they're continuing that. There's the Beat. I know some people that I know that I'm cool with are in the works of creating something cool festival show wise here in the city too.
Cool.
Can't speak too much on that as of now, but I know that's happening. So there's people that care a lot about the city and the culture and the scene to
investing.
Try to put something to where people have a platform, a springboard of sorts to be able to create on their own time, and then when they're prepared, they can,
Yeah, it's amazing that you mentioned capitalism and just like artistry and this constant battle we've seen. I guess that's been kind of at the forefront of the industry since
forever.
Since the
right,
beginning.
yeah.
I'm thinking about tech and artistry and music, and I'm thinking about AI. What do you guys think about? Like, do you have any thoughts or opinions about these new AI artists? These new.
Well, let me say it. As far as like AI artists, what I seen a quote. It was who was talking? It might have been No ID that was talking. I think it was No ID, and he was talking about how he was like, what are you doing music for? Are you doing it for art, or are you doing it for commerce?
Yep.
Like what? But like that's gonna tell you exactly like where I should put you.
Exactly.
Like what category I should put you in.
Exactly.
If you are like, I would guarantee that there's somebody that's out there doing some original music, using AI to create something else that is also original, that sounds maybe really different from something, combining that with what they're already putting together and probably making something super fire. That I don't have too much of a problem with. Like if you're using it as an extra tool,
For sure.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
If it's your sole tool, like, nah, I'm not really jacking that.
It's a little weird.
I'm not really jacking that. And like, I don't know. It just, you can hear the soullessness of stuff like that. Like you can see the soullessness of like AI artwork. Like it all has a look to it. It all has like a certain gloss to it, like whatever it might be. I can't even describe it. It's like the uncanny valley.
For sure.
It really is. It's like the uncanny
weird.
valley. Well, like
It's so weird.
yeah, but like I said, if you're using it as an excess tool, like just hey, there's this other thing that I can do with this AI program, and then I can combine that with what I'm already making. That's fine, yo. I think I got no problem with that at all.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I just don't really jive with anything that takes the act of expression out of art. I just don't think you have art at the end of the day, you know. So saying AI art, I really don't think that exists.
It's an oxymoron.
To be completely honest, you know what I'm saying?
It's insane.
Jerry Seinfeld doesn't exist either.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I mean, do what you do. If it's putting some money in your pocket, cool. But you're also killing the earth, so you know it could be a bitch.
Yeah, and that's where it gets weird because it's like, I think the core of artistry, similar to what you guys said, the core of like what it means to create a body of music and put it out, it's like an extension of the soul.
Yeah.
From my personal perspective, and so it's like giving that like to AI, like this very new technology or this very new, you know, these LLMs, these very new technologies, and having them create on behalf of humanity is like one of the most dystopian, weird things.
Yeah.
And like, instead of having it like go find a cure for cancer, we're creating music and art, which is like,
you know, it's really
literally
fast.
what it means to be human. It's
Yeah.
like,
I saw
It's
somebody
insane.
say something about that one time where they were like, didn't we create AI so that we could just be the ones doing art and creative things all day?
bro, bro,
Why is it the opposite?
it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes
Aren't they supposed to be doing
It
the other
makes
things
no sense
so
to
that
me.
we can fully dive into our own self-consciousness and all that?
It makes no sense to me.
I just want to add, I'm not mad at the existence of AI. I'm more mad at the existence of man. Well, I guess AI wouldn't happen without man, but humankind is the problem. AI as a construct, not really the issue. How humankind is taking it and putting it into use to just line a bunch of rich people's pockets and without care for anything as far as how it's going to affect the economy, how it's going to affect the ecosystem and everything in between. Like I can't get behind that. I don't think it's going to fully flesh out. I think it's going to come to a head and some heads are going to roll. Hopefully proverbially, but
Yeah, and especially like from an artistic standpoint, I think it'll make people like a Kendrick even more magical and like powerful because it's like that live performance, that full concept and body of work, and as an artist, no matter how many LLMs you work and you talk to, they can't create that. They can't get on that stage and move in the way that bro moves.
Exactly.
They can't like ooze out the aura that man ooze. They just can't do it. And so I think we will be fine artistically. I think the cream will rise to the top.
Always.
Like always.
Always.
It's nothing new.
Yeah, it'll never be an issue, honestly. And like, there's enough really, really great artists out there that like you'll always find yourself gravitating towards a real artist. It doesn't matter what you're into, what type of music you're into, or anything like that. You're gonna gravitate towards something that's real and feels authentic.
to add to that, as consumers, be careful what you signal boost. Because
There you go.
when you're complaining about AI and everything, you're giving it more power. Meanwhile, this really cool art is existing, and I don't see none of y'all sharing none of that shit. So
Bro, that's literally everything.
click that share button, hop on to Even and on Bandcamp and all these other places where you can really support these artists and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Shell out a couple shekels.
Yeah.
Facts. That little $10 Nate. Yeah, real talk though. But that $10 that you're gonna put in that artist's pocket is gonna mean way more than like than the $10 that you're gonna feel like you get out of your Apple Music in a month. Even like you're gonna you got all these songs at your disposal. Most people don't even make a real relationship with music now because it's just right there.
Yep.
Like it's accessible. When you physically purchase things, you automatically grow an attachment to it.
Yep.
Because it's like, oh, I purchased this. I cared enough to put my money to this. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna enjoy it even more. Yeah. No.
Just so recently, I went to my favorite shop in town, which is Exile on Main Street, and I like to go there like twice a year and sift through all like the rap CDs. And I bought the Blueprint Extinction Level Event by Busta Rhymes. There's like 2 more.
I can't remember the other ones. You showed me.
I did. I did show you. But either way, it like to his point, it kind of helps me like to rediscover some of these albums, and it just sounds so much better on a CD.
It does. It does.
So yeah, like I don't know about y'all, but like I used to be really into like the physical experience of purchasing a new CD, like just from like ripping off the plastic to taking out the art, going through the lyrics or like whatever was in the art, and like the CD, like the art that's on the CD, the art inside like the
back of
holder, you know what I'm saying? All that.
It's
like,
the entire experience.
Like it was an experience, and like you don't get that with Apple Music and streaming. So
No.
I really hope it goes back to like a physical medium, just for one, high fidelity quality music, and then to have an experience with the art again. I just think it makes for a better overall experience.
Yeah,
You know?
I think it's guaranteed. You said something that really caught me earlier, just that really resonates, and I see it resonating within like the collective. People are craving authenticity. They're craving again like things that are considered niche, like the idea of thrifting or the idea of like the physical copies, like the CDs, the vinyls. The sales are skyrocketing right now because no one owns anything.
Yeah, bro.
No one owns nothing.
Yeah.
And people are, becoming cognizant of that, and they're making choices within what they consume and what they purchase, which is why you see these things like the vinyls being, boosted, and you see all these vinyl sales, and you see even things like the house shows.
Yeah.
At least in Champaign, they're gaining more and more traction. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like it's culture.
Yeah.
It's a real experience. It's community.
It's something that you feel like you're a part of,
Yep.
and you feel like, and when you like, especially like in your younger years, like of like really stepping outside for the first time, feeling like you like a part of something that's happening is massive.
For sure.
It's massive. That's why I was talking about the dubstep masquerades and stuff like that earlier. That was a small culture that was building here in town that eventually it was hyper local, and then eventually it's like, oh, like a bunch of us know these people that are in Bloomington doing the similar thing, and so now you're kind of bouncing between, was it Castle Theater? Like now you're bouncing between Castle Theater and Canopy because they're having similar shows, and now those people are coming to Champaign to come to Canopy to for this next big dubstep artist that's coming through, and then because of that, we started getting some pretty big name DJs popping up through here often. Often. So like, but that's just the culture piece of it. And like you said, there's the house party scenes that are happening. I know of at least a couple. Like I like the people that are throwing the raves just once a month. Like that's fire,
It's
bro.
cool,
That's
bro.
so
It's
fire. I
like-
love that, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna walk my unk ass in there one of these days, bro. Like that's a vibe. That sounds
is.
fire. Yeah,
It
I
is,
I
bro.
like the yeah, bro. That sound like a good time, bro. But like the more things like that pop up, honestly, like the better vibes that are just pop up around your town.
For sure.
The more you see people just linking up to do this common thing that everybody agrees like this is dope. We all think this is dope, so we're gonna do this dope thing. Regardless of if y'all think it's dope, we think it's really dope, so we're gonna do
create a
this.
community here, Yeah. I think it's a byproduct of the human condition, and people are always going to seek out experiences. People are always going to seek out communities. We're not, so deep into this AI new world that we're going to stray too far away from that. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about the experiences that really influenced this new album. Tell me some things. Tell me some tracks. Don't tell me tracks. Tell me some specific moments that you think, like, when people hear it, it's just gonna.
Hey, you'll go. I'll go.
Album wise, it's for me. I really wanted it to kind of sound like it came out in the early 2000s. I really like that era. Not necessarily production wise, but how I'm coming on some of the records, like some of the sounds, like some of the vibes. I just really like. I guess it came out. I'm trying to have it sound like it came out in the early 2000s, but we were like a niche throwback group in the early 2000s, kind of like the cool kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I have for the album. Down to like the fashion and like all that. Experience wise, is just really age like 13 to 26, really. That 13, 14 year span for me. That's kind of what I'm pulling. There's like some current events that get mentioned as well, current feelings and stuff like that too. Viewing things from like a bird's eye view currently as like what happened in the past. Summer, like first person experience. But yeah, it's a really fun album. Almost done, but I'm getting to speak on it almost in its completion now, which is cool. I'm still at the spot where I'm listening as a critique and I'm not like hearing like a final product. So like I'll get there soon, but I'm still at that point where I'm trying to like just make sure everything's like perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
And then same, very similar. So as far as like the age range that we're pulling from, like very similar age range, that 13 to 26, 27. And just like, I don't know, like the way like agreed upon the early 2000s, like aesthetic with like that like probably like '08, that '08, '07-ish feel of like early blog, just kind of like coming in and having fun. Like the subject matters that we're dealing with are just like, all right, like got a song like a None Knew where I'm like, all right, I just want to talk nonsense. Like I just kind of
just have fun.
I just want to have fun. I want to be a little animated. Like even my verse in that song is almost like as far as like how I'm talking and what I'm talking about, it's like it reminds me of like an old Ludacris verse, where it's just like talking about a ridiculous situation. It completely made up, but here we go. Like let's have this fun.
For sure.
But like we got songs like that, and then songs that kind of like we got a song that deals with like being at the end of the night of like you've been going a little too hard that evening, you having a little trouble falling asleep, and it feels even the way that the beat feels, it kind of feels like that that dreary
like,
that dreary 3:30
okay,
4 a.m. kind of feel, and then like it's just really like getting back into like some of them, like trying to tap back into that and be like, all right, like let me really talk about like how this feels, or let me put myself back in that exact mindset. Like I remember how it felt to be feeling that at that time, so let me talk about it.
That.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Like that's really comes down to like in the end, it was all about just trying to have fun. Like I remember even telling him like way back when we were first starting it, and like about midway through too, when he finally came out of his writer's block, I came out of mine, and it's like, dog, I just want to have fun so bad. Like there's enough going on, and like I get serious enough in some of my own solo music that I've already written out. So does he, and so it's like, dog, I need an escape album. Like I need an escape album.
But we still got like one song on the album.
That's a little.
Well, we talking, but even the song where like we talking that talk, we do it in a way that feels like, honestly, it feels like 90s, like New York 90s, like MOP. It feels like that. So it's like like we talking about real, but like it's real and it's rocking at the same time.
Sure.
So like you gonna be doing this, and it'd be like,
But it's
wait, what they just say?
That's some real shit. Like,
hold up.
Wait, let me put that back. Let me like.
Wait, he said what?
Okay.
Like okay. Wait. Exactly. Yeah, but yeah. So that was the whole gist of it. Just like, how can we have fun? Like, let's do something that like when we perform this, it's gonna be fun to perform.
To get in.
Yeah, no.
I can't wait to hear.
I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. And we're close enough now for me to be able to be like, okay, I see where the finish line is, and be like, okay, once we hit the finish line, and then we could sit down and we could be like, all right, this is what all we have. Let's try and put something together out of this now, and then let's add our little extra pieces. Let's do what we're going to do. I think that's going to be fire.
Okay, I'm going to make sure you do.
Nope.
I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about your influences. I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about like your process when you are recording an album, when you're getting in that mode. Do you like to listen to specific artists, or do you like to completely step back from everything that you're listening to, just so what you think can come out? How does that look? What does it look like typically?
It does depend. Sometimes the music kind of like horses the mood, and sometimes the mood kind of horses the music, and I kind of find myself in like a tug of war between the two when I'm creating. Like this album wasn't very intentional. It was just have some fun, create some really cool songs. We'll worry about track listing and all that at the end. Just put your best foot forward. for my solo albums though, they're very like introspective and dig very deep and talk about things that I may not talk about in like my natural life. You know what I mean? So there's a good balance of the two. That's why I like Trouble Chasing, because it allows us to do things we don't do in our solo music. It's kind of like a test kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that one.
You know, that test kitchen thing is an absolute fact. There's so many things that I did for the first time on a Trouble Chasing album that I went back to my own music and was like, okay,
let me start.
Yeah, now like, all right, I did that over here. Let me do all this over here. Like, yeah, I can even go back as far as like, heck, the second song we put out was Bibs, and there's a part like halfway through my verse in Bibs where I just go like a higher octave.
Yeah.
It was the first time I'd ever just been like, let me see what this sounds like. And I did this higher octave and I was like, ooh, okay. And I went back home and then I was making Cornfield Waves at that time. And then I kind of played around with it a little bit more. And then that turned into like what I ended up doing on like the hook for the last song on Cornfield Waves and like different, like Static. There's a song on there called Static where like,
That's my favorite one.
yeah, but I never would have gotten to doing these things without doing the Trouble Chasing stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, like it's nice because, like you said, like I when I do listen to other things, I do ingest and be like, okay, like I like this about this. It would be cool to maybe do something like this. Most of the time when I'm listening to other stuff, the only way that stuff actually influences what I make is me being like, I want to make something that feels like this.
Yeah.
That's
I'm sorry.
I gotta.
I remember something that I wanted to say. There's like a batch of like 5 to 10 albums that I go back to before I'm about to create one, and I'm just like, to me they're like perfect albums, and I just think like I don't want to duplicate the product, but I want to duplicate the process as much as I can while creating like my own stuff and keeping it like me.
Authentic.
But there's like for instance, To Pimp a Butterfly is one. Good AM by Mac Miller. The Score by the Fugees. Uptown Saturday Night by Camp Lo. Late Registration by Kanye West. 2014 Horse Hills Drive.
Perfect album.
Just these albums that I'm just like these motherfuckers didn't miss. And you know what I mean? It's like I want to do that. I don't like putting out a whack bar. Like I don't want to do filler music. I don't want to put 2 seconds of like, I'm just gonna put this here so I can set this up. You know what I mean? Like, no, everything has to come correct. So I really hyper focus on that, and then I'm the guy who does the recording and like the writing and the mixing all for my stuff. You know, so it's just like I have creative control, but I'm also the guy who has to say like, here's the finish line. So that can be difficult.
Yeah.
You know, because you can. We've been working on this. This project is the longest we've worked on a project.
yeah.
For sure. But it's gonna sound like that too.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Talking about shit.
Yeah, no, fact. That's fine. No, that's facts. That's facts.
Oh, I'm excited. Like, I want to ask you guys some really difficult questions. It's gonna be like asking a father who's their favorite kid.
All right.
Give me some favorite bars. I know the career has been long, but personal favorite bars from each of you.
From each other.
Yes.
Oh God, I ain't never even thought of that.
I'm like, let me whack. What?
That's a loaded question.
That's
I
a
know.
super loaded
I wanted
question.
to whack you on the head with it real fast.
Because like it's hard to pick out certain bars.
For sure.
Like I can pick out maybe certain verses. Like, oh man. I love, all right, his verse on More Bass is still to this day one of my favorite verses. Just because like it's one of my favorite to perform too. Because it's one of those where like I'm doing extra stuff in the verse. Like I got my one little part where I scream, please get no more bass in the beat now. But like getting to have fun with his verse in there and like how he does his harmonies, and I get to do the harmony parts of those songs. So like I love the songs like that we have, like, and we know it's a lot of the songs that we know each other's verses like the backs of our hands. Those are really the ones that I gravitate towards.
For sure.
But if I gotta like pick out a specific one, I love that More Bass verse. His Bibbs verse is still one of my favorites. God, what song is that? A Lot. He's about garden growing rutabagas. Like, like, but like, it's just like the little goofy bars like that. I love them bars, bro.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. I'm gonna start quoting that. I'm gonna just start right
Garden growing rutabagas playable. Man, yeah, that is a tough question. So you're asking like my favorite of his.
Yes, sir.
Trouble chasing wise, there's a lot, but like I was a fan of his like solo work, like before we ever thought about trouble chasing anything. So like my favorite songs by him, one called I Remember, which you're probably never gonna hear.
I was just listening to that the other day.
It's such a catchy song.
It's so good,
so good, and he just holds on to it like a little trip.
The last album I
don't know what a little trip is. I was gonna say trick, but I am gonna call you a trick.
It'll be on there. It'll be on the very last album I ever put out.
Really?
Yeah.
Static, like you said earlier, that's one of my favorite songs by him for sure. A collab I did with him called Last Year. That's really fun to perform to. That kind of happened like we did a stint of like New Year's Eve at the Canopy, and that song kind of came out like right around the time we were doing those, so like it worked out perfect for the New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that came out in September, and then we did New Year's Eve that year.
Yeah. Let me get one more here. Let me get deeper. Honestly, it's a song that's gonna be on Call Your Guy. We don't have a title for it yet, but the beat is called Cherry, and he hasn't even recorded the verse yet. He just rapped the verse for me once. And
You just know it's like,
I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to come correct on this one. So, yeah, there's not a hook on it, and we talk about some real shit. So when you hear the album, you'll know what I'm talking about because there's not many songs like that. Yeah. Let me pull one more. That the thing of a deep pull.
I got one more.
Bottles.
Bruh.
Do you remember Bottles?
Yeah. Do I remember Bottles?
I can like, can you like just a little?
I couldn't rap about single Bottles verse for you right now if I tried, dog. But like, I found a bunch of my old joints the other day and I added them to my phone. Like my very first 2 mixtapes I found on my hard drives.
Nice.
Put them in my library. I was listening the other day. I was like, God, this sounds horrible. But loving it because I'm remembering. I'm like, it was 19 at this time. I'm like, yeah, bro. But yeah, no, Bottles. I was listening to Bottles. That was one of the songs that I added to my phone recently. So that's hilarious. That was a deep pull.
Yeah.
He used to have a song called Ultimatum.
Old Tomatoes.
Old Tomatoes. My boy Weston started calling it Old Tomatoes. But I used to like, I remember being at a show that we did together and me and Weston being in the crowd like, do Old Tomatoes. It's like, you gotta do Old Tomatoes. Like, but yeah, duh. Tons of songs, bro. Like that, I mean, what's God, what is Sea of Roses?
Ooh, good one.
Bruh, Sea of Roses, like there's some joints. Play It Like Me.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one of the songs that I just love just being goofy to. Yeah. Like it'll be performed that you'll catch me on the side of the stage just like dancing. Bruh, like I think that's what helps this too, is like before we even started the group, like I really rocked with his music. He legitimately rocked with my music. I still remember the first time we even made a song together. He hit me and just like, you want to get on this song? And I was just like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I knocked out the verse and then we ended up performing it live. He opened up for MGK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, bro, I want you to come out and do the song. I was like, I bet, yeah, hell yeah. And so we go, he doing his set, he killing his set. And then he get to go crazy, crowd having fun with the song, having fun. And then fam, like my verse came up and I like started walking out during the hook. Mm-hmm. Bruh, the crowd went crazy. Like they blew.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was like, yo. Come on, homie. So it went crazy. And then at the end of my verse, I remember at the end of my verse, I was like, but the whole crowd go crazy when they hear this, go stupid, go dumb. And then everybody's
yeah, no, like, yeah, that shit went crazy. Also,
goosebumps. I got goosebumps now thinking about it, bro. Like, that was a moment. And I remember that was kind of the moment where I was like, all right, like, clearly we got some good chemistry together.
For sure.
Yeah.
Man. All right, so let's bring it back to this upcoming album release. All right, is there anything that we need to have people look out for? Is there any little tidbits you can tell them about?
Tidbits. All right, we are dropping a single.
Yes.
The single is called Emulate. Look for it dropping, I would say, early July.
Yeah.
Like first couple weeks of
Top
July.
of July, yeah.
Yeah. We already have the video shot.
Yeah.
That's ready. We just shot a spotlight with NFO Films in Chicago.
Shout out.
That'll be coming out in the next week or so. So that'll probably come out before the single, but it'll kind of be like a little preview. Tidbits. My favorite songs from Call Your Guy, you just said? Sure, no problem. Crash Out.
Yes.
Over the Limit.
Yes.
Logo.
Yes.
Annoyed.
Yes.
Sunshine. And Let Loose. Those are the tidbits that I got for you.
I was not expecting you to tell me your favorite songs. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You're gonna kind of like, okay.
I got
Do you want to?
Yep. No, sweet. And the songs that he named, like a lot of those are my favorites as well. Cause it's just, those are the ones where it's like, you hear them and like, they kind of like, they jump in your face. Like they're like, there's no, like when you hear these songs, you'll be like, I get it. And you'll know, like, that's the other thing about this album is like, you kind of know where we're trying to get you to go with each song as you're listening to it.
For sure.
Like, it ain't gonna take much thinking and nothing like that. Like I said, we just wanted to have fun with this a lot. So like, there's a song I gotta not even finish my verse. I just gotta record my verse. I did this song called Soul Plane.
That's why you ain't heard it yet.
He ain't heard it yet. I gotta
record somebody.
Yeah, I gotta record my verse. So I'm gonna get that done ASAP. But Soul Plane, the hook on it, it's just the hook is so fun.
Just he.
It's fun for like me to sing.
Well, he sang the hook for me once and I forgot it completely.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I just love it. It's another one of them like kind of goofy hooks, and it's just like gone past it in a circle, think I'm floating cause the purple got me high. Soul Plane, like
So it's like, oh, bro, and y'all are so diverse with it. Every time I listen, I'm like, bro, your voice is like an instrument. Like you are all over the spectrum. I'm like, you embody this like really weird persona. I'm like, do you have a name for this persona? Because it's like you don't present the same way that you rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So
I don't necessarily say it's a persona. I'm able to lock in and be my full self when I'm like performing and when I'm rapping and creating, but more so when I'm performing. I really don't feel like I'm like fully like I'm not fully engaged in anything ever unless I'm performing. That's the only time I'm really like nothing else exists.
Yeah.
Like the outside world, all the woes I had for the day, all that, nothing else exists. I'm just up here performing what I love to do and try to present this product the best way I can, and that's just it. So I just wanted to add that little tidbit.
All right, guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming here today. This is Eden Sessions. I want you guys to be on the lookout for Call Your Guy. Coming out when? July?
Probably late July.
Late July.
Late July.
Be ready.
Lock it in.
Late July. Call your guy. Don't hate your guy. How about the anxious fly?
I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in again. This is Eden Sessions. I am
Trouble Chaser 217. Trouble Chaser 217. Trouble Chaser
217 on all platties.
Yes, sir.
Peace out, y'all.
Yes.